guys. If life hands you lemons. Oh, never mind. Like Diana's pink slip, the aftermath of Amelia Bedelia's lemonade stand fiasco was not at all pretty. Amelia Bedelia took cover in the car showroom until the grown-ups sorted it all out. The TV station agreed to run Wild Bill's commercials for the next 3 months for free. Amelia Bedelia's parents agreed that she would not sell any more lemonade for 30 days. And then, if she still wanted to run her lemonade business, she would stay a mile away from Wild Bill's. Back home, Amelia Bedelia faced a new worry. What am I going to do with 50 bags of lemons? She moaned. I've got 500 lemons. Well, you know what they say, her dad said. If life hands you lemons, you make. His voice trailed off. He stopped before he said that dreaded word, lemonade. Here's a picture of her with all those lemons. You make what? Asked Amelia Bedelia. What do you make? You make the best of it, said her mom. Amelia Bedelia's dad looked very relieved for some reason. Her mom continued, you can make lemon squares, lemon marmalade, and lemon tarts. Oh, Mom, lemons are tart to begin with, said Amelia Bedelia. They're born tart. Yes, said her mom. That's why a lemon tart is so tasty. You know what? I'm craving lemon tarts right in this minute. Let's make a big batch. Amelia Bedelia and her mother headed for the kitchen. Amelia Bedelia's mother gathered the ingredients, got out her tart pans, and showed Amelia Bedelia how to make lemon tarts. Amelia Bedelia added extra lemons to the recipe. She had tons to use up after all. Amelia Bedelia and her mother and father each ate a slice of lemon tart as soon as they had cooled. As her dad savored his last bite, he squeezed his eyes shut and shivered. Wow, he said, that was one tart. Bingo! Amelia Bedelia knew exactly how she would use up all her lemons. She would make lemon tarts for everyone she knew, adding extra lemon to make them extra tart and extra special. The next day, Amelia Bedelia got right to work. She discovered a small tart pan in the pantry. It was perfect. With just a little bit of help from her mom, she baked a dozen bite-sized tarts. She packed them carefully in her lunchbox and put that in the basket of her miserable, rusty, beat-up bike. Then she headed off to Pete's Diner. As she took a shortcut through the park, Amelia Bedelia saw the pink slip lady sitting on the same bench as before. There she is, just sitting there. Only now, instead of having just one dog, she was surrounded by at least a dozen dogs of all shapes and sizes and colors. Hello, pink slip lady, Amelia Bedelia called out as she rode up. That's me, said Diana, laughing. And you must be that famous lemonade lady I saw on television, right? Amelia Bedelia parked her bike next to Diana and the dogs. Guess what? I took your advice, said Diana. I started my own business too. Here it is. She opened her arms to the dogs. I love walking my own dogs so much that I decided to do it for a living. Now I'm a professional dog walker and trainer. See how well behaved they are? Wow, said Amelia Bedelia. Can they do tricks? Sure, said Diana. But usually I need treats to inspire them, and I'm all out. I'll have to pack more tomorrow. Do they like the taste of lemons? Asked Amelia Bedelia. She took out her lunchbox and gave Diana a tart to taste. Amazing, said Diana. It's so little yet so tart. I make a very tart, said Amelia Bedelia. Do you think the dogs would like them? Diana broke off a piece of lemony tart and put it on top of Buster's wet nose. He didn't move. He just sat there. There he is with the tart on top of his nose. With the tiny piece balanced on his nose, he doesn't like it, said Amelia Bedelia. No, said Diana. I've trained him well. Watch this. Diana snapped her fingers. Buster sat up, flipped the piece of tart into the air, opened his mouth, and gulped it right down. He wagged his tail happily. He does like it, said Amelia Bedelia. She looked over at the other dogs. They were looking at Buster and at Amelia Bedelia, then at Buster, then back at her. What about them? Can they try a tart too? How many do you have? Said Diana. Amelia Bedelia set aside enough tarts for Pete and Doris. Then Diana showed her how to make the dogs sit and lie down and roll over and jump into the air. When the tarts were all gone, the dogs gazed at Amelia Bedelia and wagged their tails. More, 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 more. Look at them, said Diana. You made lots of furry friends today. They'll never forget your tarts, or you. Thanks, Diana, said Amelia Bedelia. I love dogs. She patted them all one last time, got on her bike, and waved as she rode away. Hey, Amelia Bedelia, Diana called. You should start a new business. You could call it Tart Tarts. Amelia Bedelia tried to ring the bell on her handlebars to let Diana know that she loved her suggestion, but it was broken and didn't make a sound. On her way to Pete's Diner, Amelia Bedelia took a detour by Wild Bill's Autorama. He wasn't there, so she left a tart for him with a note. She wrote, I'm sorry again about the sign. Here is one lemon I hope you'll like. Yours truly, Amelia Bedelia. She wrote a note for him and left a tart. And that is the end of chapter 9. So here's chapter 10. It is entitled, Cheaper by the Half Dozen. When Amelia Bedelia walked into Pete's Diner, people turned to look at her. I'm embarrassed, she thought. I hope they weren't here when I stepped on that piece of pie. Then she heard whispering, That's her. Her? Are you sure? Sure, I'm sure. It's that little lemonade lady. Amelia Bedelia began to blush. She was so happy to finally see Doris. Doris gave her a huge hug. Hi, Amelia Bedelia, she said. We saw you on TV. You're a big star now. Amelia Bedelia was still blushing and had started to explain what had really happened when Pete came out of the kitchen. Look who's here, he said. Step on any pies lately, or did you come back here to kick our coconut cake? Amelia Bedelia sat on a stool at the counter. I came to apologize, she said. You gave me my first job, but I didn't do a very good job at it. Pete took a plate of hot French fries. There she is, sitting on the bar stool. Pete took a plate of hot French fries from a passing waiter and set it down in front of her. Oh, yummy, said Amelia Bedelia, but I don't have enough money to... Relax, said Pete. It's on the house. Whose house, she asked. Yeah. On your house? Never mind, he said. They're on the counter and they're on me. I mean, they're free. Thanks, said Amelia Bedelia. She put her lunchbox next to the plate of fries and dug in. What's that for? Asked Pete. Did you bring your own lunch? No, said Amelia Bedelia. I have a present for you and Doris. She opened her lunchbox and took out her last 2 lemon tarts. Pete took one look at the tarts and declared, Time for a coffee break. He poured 2 cups of coffee while Doris put the tarts on plates and got 2 forks. Wow, they look terrific, said Doris. They taste even better, said Pete. Do you really like them? Asked Amelia Bedelia. You bake such delicious brownies. They're famous. Ha, said Pete. A great lemon tart takes a lot of skill. My brownies are a dime a dozen. A dime for a dozen, said Amelia Bedelia. That's a good deal. She dug deep down in her pockets and pulled out a nickel. There's her coins. She pulled out a nickel and put it on the counter. I'll take 6 brownies to go. Doris chuckled. Coming right up, hon, she said. You're a better businessman than Pete. Keep your money, Amelia Bedelia, said Pete. Just bring me 2 dozen of your little lemon tarts every day. I'll pay you 50 cents apiece. Doris did the math quickly in her head. That's $12 a day, she said. Do you think you can do it? Amelia Bedelia thought it over for at least a half a second. Then she gave Doris a thumbs up and Pete her firmest handshake ever. You got a deal. Amelia Bedelia headed for home. She felt great, and she had baking to do. She cut through the park, pedaling as fast as she could. She sped up when she saw the policeman, then she flew past Diana. There. Pictures. More pictures. And the dogs. The dogs began to bark and pull at their leashes. Amelia Bedelia looked over her shoulder and waved at them. That was when she ran into Suzanne Scroggins. Really, literally. Blam! Both girls were thrown off their bikes. Both bikes crashed to the ground. Amelia Bedelia rolled across the grass and came to a stop at the edge of the flower bed. Suzanne skidded down the sidewalk. Amelia Bedelia dusted herself off, then went to see if Suzanne was okay. "Are you all right?" asked Amelia Bedelia. "I guess so," said Suzanne. She pointed at Amelia Bedelia's elbow. "You're bleeding." Amelia Bedelia pointed at Suzanne's knee. "So are you." "Why did you run into me?" Suzanne demanded. "Are you trying to wreck my bike?" "What do you mean?" asked Amelia Bedelia. "It was an accident." Amelia Bedelia remembered that Doris had tucked a napkin into the box of brownies. "Here." She gave the napkin to Suzanne. "Wipe your knee." Suzanne looked in the box and said, "Ooh, gross, what is that?" "There used to be 6 brownies from Pete's Diner," Amelia Bedelia said, laughing. "I must have landed on them when we crashed. They got smushed into one big chocolate pancake." Suzanne smiled. "That's a good thing. It looks like they broke your fall." Amelia Bedelia tore off a piece of the big brownie and ate it. "They still taste great. I'd love to have this pancake for breakfast." "Here, try some, Suzanne." She gave her a piece. "Call me Susie," said Suzanne. "Wow, this is yummy." Suzanne said goodbye to Amelia Bedelia and got back on her bike, but when she tried to pedal away, the wheel made a scraping sound. "Uh-oh," said Amelia Bedelia. "No problem," said Suzanne. "The bike shop where we got it is right by the park entrance. Do you want to come with me and see if they can fix it?" Amelia Bedelia and Suzanne walked their bikes over to the bike shop. It was called the Spokespeople. While the owner of the shop, whose name was Marcus Smith, repaired the wheel, they wandered among the rows of bikes for sale. Above her, hanging from the ceiling, Amelia Bedelia saw a beautiful bike. It was just like Suzanne's, but it was red. "If either of you ladies wants to get a new bike," Marcus said, "here is your chance." He tapped a poster on the wall behind him. It read, "Annual Downtown Celebration and Bike Parade. First prize, the bike of their dreams." "Listen to this," said Suzanne as she read the poster. "Decorate your bike for the parade. This year's theme is individuality. The winner can select the bike of her dreams from the Spokespeople." Amelia Bedelia was excited but wary. So far, signs had given her nothing but problems. Maybe this poster would change her luck. She did have one question. "What kind of decorations can we put on our bikes?" Marcus shrugged. "Good question," he said. "Since the theme is individuality, I guess you can do whatever you want. If I were you, I'd use plenty of imagination and be as original as you can." There's the poster for the bike parade. He spun the wheels on Suzanne's bike. They turned smoothly. "All done," he said Marcus. "And it's on the house." "On the house?" asked Amelia Bedelia. "Your house or Pete's?" "Huh?" Marcus asked. "Thanks," yelled Suzanne as she and Amelia Bedelia rode off together. "Good luck, ladies," called Marcus. Okay, that's the end of chapters 9 and 10. So now she has a new friend, and it looks like Susie is going to be her new friend. So, you know the drill. Write or draw about your favorite part in the picture in the book, and if you can, write out sentences that go along with it. I'll see you guys in a little bit. Don't forget, wash your hands.